just check my hair before we start.
Go on then, check your hair.
Can't really see. Okay.
Is that alright? Good afternoon, hello, welcome to the TriathlonDan YouTube channel. Tomorrow is race day in my life, but when this video goes out, it is today. I'm at the British Middle Distance Championships. It's Outlaw half Holkham. My Strava is in the description down below, so hopefully I'll have finished by now, so feel free to check that out. However, Liz, our weekend has started with an absolute disaster, hasn't it? Like, terrible. Do you want to explain to the people what's happened? Well, last night.
Well, yeah, I was curling my hair last night.
As you can tell.
Yeah, and my straighteners were just getting far too hot, overheating.
Yeah, nightmare,
So-
right? You can't come to an event without working straighteners, can you? Normally that's not a problem, but tonight we're going to the Outlaw meal thing, which involves wearing clothes that aren't like sports clothes. So
we're going to Holkham Hall this evening for a meal hosted by Hoob with Outlaw, so it should be really cool. And yeah, typically my straighteners decided they weren't working, so I have brought them with me. We decided we're just going to risk it and pray that they don't catch fire.
bit of a fire hazard, so yeah, good start. Obviously it affects the both of us, that thing, doesn't it? I think I'm ready, so we're at Holkham now. This is the registration and obviously transition, etc. behind us. I've just fitted my bike a little bit in the car park, not ideal, but it's at the end of the working week. I've been busy all week, so I had a few things to sort now, but it's all done. Should we go and get registered and get ranked?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, let's go. Okay, so I am registered and in transition. My bike is over there behind me somewhere. I'll show you that in a second, show you what I'm doing the day before the race. This is the swim finish, the swim exit. So the swim start is a bit further down there, and it is an anti-clockwise swim. We go down there, round an island, back up here, and then back out here. So it's just left turns, so it should be quite easy to sight. Obviously a big exit area. I think what happens is you come out the exit area and I think they make you run all the way around transition to the same point, so that everybody comes in at the same point, then everybody goes out at the same point onto the bike up there. I think it's possible they might move this trellis fence in and we just come into transition. I can't remember, to be honest, but I guess we'll see tomorrow when they move the fencing around. Either way, it doesn't really make a difference. Everybody will be running vaguely the same distance or very close to the same distance, so it's just one of those things. If I'm honest, in T1 I do like having my bike near the exit, so you're running further without your bike, but then in T2 you've got the same thing, just the opposite way around, so it doesn't really make a big difference, and it doesn't make a big difference to my race. Let's have a look at what I'm doing with the bike. Now, the weather's forecast pretty good, but it is forecast some showers tonight, so I'm going to cover some of the electrics, i.e. the rear mech, the shifters on the extensions as well, probably the whole chain, whole chain drive, to be honest, because I have an NRG wax chain and it'd be a shame for it to get wet and rusty and or just wash the wax off overnight, so I'll just put some basically bin bags and gaffer tape over that and then rip them off in the morning, and other than that it's pretty much ready to go. I also rack my bike forward overnight because it's a lot more stable on the handlebars, whereas when you just rack it by the saddle, because I'm quite tall, my bike's always like on an angle, so it just moves around a lot. This is a lot better. Tomorrow morning I will turn it around before I start the race, but that's just how I have it before we set off. Okay, so I'm all racked and ready. Just come across a really interesting lady in transition who's kindly agreed to talk to me on video for a couple of minutes. Would you tell us who you are and perhaps a little bit about, I know we've just talked about it at length, but tell us what we've been talking about.
Okay, so my name's Gwen Kinsey. I've come into it through the sprint and standard route. I've been multiple world champion at sprint and standard in triathlon and world champion in duathlon. I was also a former modern pentathlete at an elite level 20 odd years ago now, and looking to step up the distance to have a go at 70.3 now.
Okay, so you've got lots of plans, lots of hopes, but you're still just focused on enjoying it, aren't you? Finding your feet in the sport.
Yes, I'm learning. This will only be my third race tomorrow, so learning all about the distance, and I've got to not make the mistake of going out as an Olympic distance, because that's what I've done twice now. And not so much in the swim bike is fine, but in the run, I've just got to calm it a little bit on those first few miles in the run.
Good. Everybody makes those mistakes early on in the triathlon career. I wouldn't worry about it. Yeah. So as part of this journey, you mentioned earlier you've got some people supporting you. Anybody you want to mention?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so you can probably see the Bike Works here. So this is a local bike company. So I live in Stroud and they're just down the road from me. They've supported me right from my journey in the start of triathlon, which is coming up 8 years ago now. So they've sourced all my bikes, done all my servicing, literally done everything for me. So that they've been fantastic. I've also been coached by Michelle Dillon for probably probably about 7 or 8 months now, having previously been self-coached. So Michelle's been amazing. Her and Stu like literally know everything about the sport. She's such a lovely lady as well. So she's really pushing me and believing in me. So that's just fantastic. Yeah.
Good, awesome to hear. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you got a tough field tomorrow in the women's race, but not letting it intimidate you. Just going to crack on and do what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because I mean, I guess because of my age, like I'm 48, people probably won't be expecting me to be anywhere near the front, and I probably won't be at the end of the day. But I'm a really good swimmer, so I should be right up there in the swim and at least for part of the bike, and then just a case of hanging on really in the run.
Of course it is, and it's about swimming we were talking about, wasn't it? Because you've done a bit of swimming with a pro we're not going to name at the minute, but you might see some of that somewhere else very soon.
Yeah.
And you also do, I think it's swim coaching, swim guidance, that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so I've got an endless pool in the garage, and myself and my husband do a little bit of swim coaching. It really specialising on the technique, because a lot of triathletes come into swimming late if they're not from a swimming background, so they really haven't got the technique and the relaxation, which is really everything that you need to be able to swim well in triathlon, and that kind of thing you can pick that up so quickly. So
you basically told me I need to swim better, don't you? So, didn't you? So I will.
We're going to be doing some work together.
Yeah, and hopefully we can link up in the next few months.
Yeah.
And I will gladly take any help that is offered. Honestly, I will. All right. Well, thanks very much for your time. Have a great race tomorrow. See you out there.
Thank you. Lovely to meet you. Yeah.
Shaking on screen. Okay, so the calm before the storm. I've managed to drag Liz away from the bargain bins on the hoop stand and all the other stands as well. Thankfully, there's no signal here, so debit cards don't work very well. That saved me a few quid, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, so rack-in registration done. I'm ready to rock and roll. I thought I'd talk a little bit about what my race strategy might be. I'm going to swim hard because I need to, and then the bike I'm going to play by ear, but the bike's going to be, the first half is more rolling and technical and a headwind, and the second half is not as technical, not as rolling and a tailwind. So I'm almost thinking the first half is worth investing more energy in, but I'm going to have a look around who's around me groups wise or people wise on the bike. If I'm on my own or there's nobody around me to work with, I think I'm going to commit quite a lot of energy to the first half on that bike and try and both have a harder ride overall than I did at Nottingham, and definitely like positive split the power in terms of go easier in the second half to go a bit faster overall, and just see how that affects the run. I don't know how I've recovered from Roth, to be honest, until I push the pedals tomorrow, but we'll see. So Liz, I could be going absolutely for it on the bike, or I could just be controlling it. I'll let you know tomorrow. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. See you tomorrow.
We're going to check in at the hotel now, have a quick nap before we come back later for the evening.
Yeah, love a good nap. See you later.